Tonight, Yamaha Motor USA brings us from the Yamaha Star Racing team, Mr. Justin Cooper. What's up, Coop?
Yes, sir. What's going on, guys?
Let me ask you this. The average winners for 450 Supercross in the season is usually about 5. Last year, I think there was 6. How many think we get this year? Just take a guess.
I would say, probably 6 or 7. Again, It's definitely going to be 6 again, I think.
Okay.
Least.
You going to put yourself in one of those spots?
Yeah, so that's going to make it 7, right?
Okay, all right. That's what I like to hear. I like to hear that, man. So, yeah, A1, how do you feel? How do you feel coming away from A1?
I feel good. I felt like it went okay. It didn't go the way I had planned it to go with the start I had, because I think I started around 4th.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, I got caught up with Jorge for quite some time, and I just couldn't make the pass stick on him, and I think that's what really hurt me. I think I could have laxed on to the top 3. Not saying I would have, made any passes there, but definitely they could have towed me along.
Right.
So, other than that, I definitely tried to make the pass a few times. It just, nothing stuck.
I definitely want to get a little deeper into trying to pass Prado in a minute, but you mentioned your start, and I had you at 5th, but then you got up to 3rd for a little bit in that first lap and then dropped back. So I kind of want to talk to you about, I guess this is going to sound a little negative maybe, but I want to hear what your mental thought process was. You were trying to pass Prado. You made the pass. He passes you right back, kind of shuts the door on you. And then you started getting passed by a lot of guys really fast. So I feel like you had to regroup and kind of take a breath and then go back after it. Is that what happened? What was going through your head in that moment or those moments?
Yeah, honestly, it all caught me off guard pretty fast. Being behind Prado, I knew there was a freight train behind me.
Mm-hmm.
So the first few laps, he had a really good pace, and then, it seemed like it was slowing down pretty quick. And at the time that I was trying to make the pass, everyone was still right in front of me. So, I was just trying to get around him and try to stay with the top 3 there. And, the longer, it took, it seemed like once I got, tried to make the pass and he passed me back really quick, those guys, were all over me. I couldn't be offensive anymore. I had to ride defensive and kind of protect my lines. And, that's the first time that I didn't. I think Hunter, he went under the inside of me and kind of drifted out, made me roll into that rhythm. And then got the end of the rhythm. Coop was on the inside of me, and then it was just dominoes from there. So.
Yeah. Was there a lull in your heart rate and your intensity for a lap or so, and then you just picked it back up?
Definitely through all that, it definitely slowed me down, and it just threw my rhythm off. Sure. I was really wanting to get around him and put in the laps that I could do, and I wasn't able to do that. I had to kind of ride at kind of a mediocre pace, and I just, once that all happened, I was kind of deflated a little bit, felt like the race slip out of my hands. And, I think from there it was just, I just had to regroup and take off the guys that were in front of me. And once I got into whatever I was in, Eli had come through already, and those guys are pretty much gone. So it's just maintaining my position.
Did you notice anything different with racing behind the guy from the GPs, a champion? Did he ride Supercross different? Was he like a complete goon in front of you? How was it being behind him?
Yeah, he's definitely not a goon, but he definitely was. He was riding. It was almost like I had to sneak up on him, because if he heard me, he would kind of close the door pretty quick. And he's really good, obviously, at racing. And his racecraft is good, so it's really hard to pass him. And that track didn't do us no favors, but definitely was surprised when I got passed back like right away. I thought I could make the pass stick there, and yeah,
dude, you were on the brakes hard. Yeah, you were really locked up to not run into him when he cut in on you.
Well, yeah, I really didn't expect it. Like, I expected him to just, kind of race his line and, definitely move over to the inside to protect it a little bit. But he went way out of his way to get over to the bales. Like, he left me no room. And honestly, I was going for it. Like, I was going to go inside no matter what, but he didn't leave me room. So it's probably a good thing he did that.
Right.
But when I'm looking at that seventh and I look at who's around you, in front of you, and behind you, it's pretty impressive. Like this, I know we always say deep field and all that stuff. How do you change your psyche to be able to take a seventh?
Yeah, you just gotta look at who's around you. I mean, it's no joke right now. It's definitely tough, and my night could have gone a lot worse. Let's put it that way. So, definitely can take a seventh, especially at the first round. And I got caught up in that battle, and things could have been a lot different. Let's say if I made that pass at that moment, because it was like early in the race still, and I definitely could have put some good laps in, especially if he was doing the same to the guys behind me. I feel like I could have went with that top three for sure.
All the stuff you said throughout the off season and at the press junket is you kind of want to get to a point where you're taking a little more risk, pushing a little harder, and kind of get over that comfortability line a little bit. Do you feel like you were in the process of doing that at A1, or are you kind of waiting? Maybe San Diego to start, really crossing that line.
Yeah, I think that would have, developed a little bit more for me if I had gotten into that, gotten around Prado into that fourth place. Then I think I would have, definitely risked it and gone for a podium spot if it was there. But, I don't really know. I don't know what would have happened there. So
sure.
I think being stuck in that position and riding defensive, and once I stopped riding offensive, it was kind of just like I was riding at 70-80%. Just that's all I could really do, and it definitely flustered me, and I had to kind of take a step back, regroup, and by that time it's on to the next weekend basically.
Yeah.
Well, what was confirmed at A1 from off-season testing, and what is like kind of the focus points going into next week?
Yeah, I'm in a really good spot with the bike and fitness and all that. Like, I came off the main event. I wasn't even really breathing hard. It wasn't really the effort I had liked to put in. I felt like I had more to give, and I think the best part really is I didn't touch the bike at press day or all day race day, like not even a clicker. Everything felt pretty normal, and like I had been training all off season, so that was a good sign. And coming out west, you think things would change a little bit, but I felt comfortable enough to keep the same settings all day.
Justin, how is it like during the week, or like is the whole team together? Is everybody always training together, or is everybody kind of do their own thing but at the goat farm?
No, everyone pretty much rides and trains together. We have a pretty big group, and a lot of us are with 20. So
is
me and Crew, like 6 of the 250 guys.
Do y'all get to spend any time with like the up and coming kids, like riding with them, so you get used to like some cannon fodder in front of you, like learning like how to get around people safely?
We don't. We usually go fastest to slowest, so like we usually put the new up and comers in the back, and it can get a little bit dangerous riding like that every day where you're chasing down slower guys.
You said something. One of your weaknesses is in the past has been you set into a pace that I know I'll be good at. So you got to work on that, right? And then Lewis Phillips wrote a little story about you last week, and his quote was like, "You must balance risk with consistency, a skill that separates champions from distant contenders." And that really is a mindset, isn't it? Right? You've talked about staying consistent, getting through the season, which you really needed to do in your first full season on a 450, versus finding that risk.
Yeah, it's just something that I've it's like a goal for myself. It's not saying that everyone needs to do that. And I honestly really haven't had to do that in my career yet. Like 250 days, there was a few times where I had to get out of my comfort zone. But, my championship year and stuff like that, I was just, riding consistent laps, like in my comfort zone, not really hanging out and anything like that. So, I think in this class, I don't exactly have the speed of the top guys. So when the opportunity is there to, get on the podium and stuff like that, I do have to get out of my comfort zone and push 100%, because that's really what it takes to land there. It's a lot of competition in the class. And I think this year is, like you said, last year it was important for me to get through the season, and I really, that was my goal. So I pretty much stuck to that. And I think this year is setting new goals, not that I want to crash out or do anything to race, but I definitely want to get on the edge a little bit more and test those boundaries. And, maybe I'll have a crash or two, but, I want to push it. And, that could be in turns, pushing where I'm not like 100% comfortable, like with, my front end or traction or something like that. I want to push the boundaries there. It wouldn't be the end of the world if I tucked the front in a main and, lost a position or two. It just would make me feel a little bit better that I was trying.